Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler platter series videos I do for the while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. Excuse me. The time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I have to admit I'm going into this one with hesitation. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? Well, it happens to be my Dragon Ball shirt, which I love this shirt so much. If you're unfamiliar with Dragon Ball, you might be more familiar with its, younger, eventual successor series, your Dragon Ball Z, GT maybe, and, currently, of course, there's Super going on. I, for my money, personally like the original Dragon Ball the most. And I'm not trying to be a hipster about it or anything like that. Like, I actually grew up watching DBZ, that was on Toonami and Adult Swim. Really enjoyed it, still enjoy it, to an extent. But yeah, I don't, going back and watching some of the stuff, like, there are great moments in those series, but there's also a lot of stuff that, quite frankly, for me, it was a little bit here or there. But with Dragon Ball, although there are occasional cringe moments, because, it's a bit of an older anime at this point, like, no, man, like, I really just, it's fun, it's always going, like, I never felt like there was just a lot of fluff, and I really like that about it. I like the charm that it has. But anyway, what am I trying for today, folks? What are we doing here? Why am I apprehensive? Well, folks, I just got through reviewing some shrimp from a local establishment called Boom Captain B's Shrimp House. This is specifically their number 2 location in Villa Park, Illinois. And what with this being a local establishment, it's going to get up on my Eating Out Illinois playlist, which is a playlist for just highlighting local Illinois spots and stuff. I won't go into the whole thing, but, if you want, you can watch my review of the shrimp. It didn't go as well as I'd hoped, to put it mildly. So, I teased this in that. I'm hoping this will do better. But we'll find out together. Because, folks, this time I'm reviewing some Boom! It's more fried stuff. Specifically, this is a medium order of their Catfish, which apparently cost me $7.25. Is that how much it cost me? Yeah, that seems about right. Okay. I love Catfish. That's the thing. Like, I love seafood, and for me and my dad, Catfish was always kind of a special thing, when we could get a hold of it and get it done properly. I'm hoping, but we'll see. The guy did warn me, though, that there is bone in the Catfish, so, it's something to take into account. Let's, alright, let's we'll get a thing for the thing, and then we'll try it, and we'll see how it goes. Oh, boy. Really messing up this bag somehow. But, okay. Looks like this. Ha 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 ha. Let's go ahead and let's try some Catfish. Hopefully it's better than the shrimp. Also, where's the bone? I don't know. Well, at least it's a little bit juicier, but that same breading, man, it is over-breaded to hell. It's a little bit better than the shrimp, but I mean a little bit. I think it has the advantage where, since it's a little bit thicker, they weren't able to overcook it as badly. So there is at least a little tenderness inside, but it is not great. Similar to That is not great. Similar to the shrimp, most of what you're tasting is just the overabundance of breading. It's way too much. It is, it's great to have a crispy breading, but when it's like actively hard to bite through, that means there's too much of it, and that means you overcook the shit out of it. And that's definitely the case here. What flavor you do get from the catfish is the worst part of the flavor of the catfish, because catfish is a type of fish that you really have to prepare properly. If you don't, it just tastes muddy and earthy, and it's not great. When you do it right, it becomes this very hearty, but still, kind of like nice seafood flavored fish. That's not what I'm getting from this. I'm just getting that muddiness, and it's just... and again, it's definitely overcooked. Like, yeah, it's better than the shrimp because the shrimp, there's so little to go with, but it's definitely overcooked. That is ridiculous. I'm going to do the best I can with it. Got a little tartar sauce. I mentioned this in my other review. Disappointed, at least to go. I don't know, maybe they offer it, in store. I'm not sure. But they don't even make their own tartar sauce. They just use, like, generic stuff. Okay. Let's try it with some of the tartar sauce, see if that helps anything. I mean, it does, but just because it tastes like tartar sauce. I'll give them this. The tartar sauce they use isn't a bad tartar sauce, but... it's so overcooked that when you bite into parts of it, certain parts are hard like a fucking rock. Nice. Man. Alright, whatever. It is what it is. Fucked up my lunch, that's for damn sure. Alright. 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? No and no. Nope. I don't know what the fuck. Because, what with this being their second location, that has to mean that their first location did well enough to spawn a second location. And I do not believe that my fellow Chicagoans and Illinoisans and, what have you, are so lacking in taste that this is what we would consider to be acceptable seafood. I can only assume that this was a bad day. These things do occur. I cannot believe that this is the standard of quality that this establishment would stand by as their regular. It just... 2 questions. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It is... This is genuinely kind of appalling. For me personally, like I said, I love catfish. I was really excited. I've been wanting catfish for a while. This is honestly the worst catfish I've ever had. Honestly, the worst catfish I've ever had, by miles. It does nothing for the fish itself. It isn't tasty. It's just, it's not good. It's genuinely not good. If I'm recommending it, I'm not. I ordered 3 things from this place when I got my order. Pizza puff, some shrimp, some catfish. I got the pizza puff as a one-off thing because I love a pizza puff. And I figured, you know what, if nothing else, I can go over there, I can eat it on the way home. Because I was really hungry, So I was like, cool, I'll just have myself a little pizza puff before I do the reviews. That was far and away the best thing. Far and away. This is real, this is not good. And the thing is, from looking at it, the place has decent enough reviews. Now, it's only been open, this location has only been open for like maybe around a year or so, I think. But, again, it generally pretty decent, reviews so far. I can only assume I went on an off day. I have to hope that, because if it's not, this is ridiculous. This is dreadful. But 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of month, stupendous rest of your year, folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly proper, catfish and shrimp-tastic rest of your life when it's done properly. I am remiss, folks. I can't even form the words. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, here's what I want you to go out and do. I mentioned in my last review with the shrimp review, you have to be open to the idea that, even places you might like to go out and eat can possibly have a bad day. And, you should be willing to give opportunities in the future. The one thing I will say is this, though. There is a point of contention. If it isn't hidden, sometimes it just isn't hidden, and you can give a place a million opportunities, and sometimes it's never going to get there. I'm not saying that's the case with Captain B's. Like I said, maybe in some point in the future, I'll do a redemption review. But I have to admit, this particular outing has really shaken me. Like, I have not reviewed a local place and had such a poor experience in a long time. Like, definitely well over a year. So for me, man, this hits and it hurts. So anyway, bye.